everyone, and welcome to the Talks a Lot Boys. I'm your host. My name is Tyler, and as always, I am joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we've got the lovable, glasses-clad Kyle Steinley.
How's it going, everybody?
So, today is a really good day because an album came out from a band that most people probably haven't even heard of, and I didn't fully realize it existed until like 2 weeks ago. And that band in question is Gold Necklace, the newest project from Kurt Travis. And one of the guitarists from Sean named Brandon Ewing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brandon Ewing.
Which you might recognize, if you're a really big Kurt Travis fan, you might recognize the two of them as two of the three people behind the short-lived Eternity Forever, which released one of my favorite EPs of all time, Super Fresh and Tasty. And this definitely invokes a lot of those same vibes, but like takes it to fucking level 15 and just never lets off the gas. This like smokes Eternity Forever, which I never thought would even be remotely possible because of how fresh that shit was. But man, Gold Necklace, their self-titled album, it blew my fucking socks off, and I'm so ready to talk about it. Guys, did you like it as much as I did? Brendan, I want to start with you. What did you think of Gold Necklace by Gold Necklace?
The Gold Necklace self-titled album. You know, you hit the nail right on the head when you said that this was Eternity Forever, like, turned up a bunch. I mean, it even has, like, the similar characteristics. I mean, just, like, the overall vibe, like, with how Kurt Travis will kind of, like, roll on with what he sings, and just his vocal, like, delivery. He'll get up real high, he'll stay mid. Like, it's an excellent performance on his part, and the guitar work. And then the drums, like, I totally wasn't expecting it to be as good as they were, but it's, like, every song was just, like, it was always taken over by the drums, but, like, in just the most tasteful way possible. But this album fucking rips.
Hell yeah, man. And before I go into Kyle, I will mention that those tasty-ass drums were performed by, let me check my wiki page again, Joseph Arrington from Royal Coda, which is another project of Kurt Travis's you've probably heard of. Anyway, Kyle, what are your thoughts on this album?
We'll start by saying that not too long ago, we reviewed an album by Idola, the Architect. And in that review, I said it's going to be quite hard for an album to come out this year that tries to take its place as one of the best albums of this year. Gold Necklace has done it. Yes. I'm not messing with you when I say this is one of the best albums I've heard in recent years, like top to bottom. Every single time we go into one of these reviews, we talk about how we have like almost no negative notes. And every time I go, well, I got a few here or there, I legitimately have not a single negative note about this album. And like, I don't know if I've ever had that happen before. I always have like one or two or something. I didn't come up with a single negative note. And as I listen to this more and more, I just wish we had like another week before we did this episode, because every time I listen to a song, I feel like I catch even more like nuance, intricacy. The just like, oh my god, dude, the way that they composed every single song has just such an incredible like thought behind them. The layering is incredible. The fucking, like, there are just times where like every single part of this band is doing something completely different and it works, and it shouldn't, and it works, and it's just so good, dude. I could sit here and gush about it overall forever, but like, Jesus, we gotta get the fucking reviewing these songs, because I'm gonna gush out about them like fucking crazy, man. I agree,
so though. I don't think I have any negative notes either. This is actually the second time since we reviewed the Idola album that I've been like, I think someone actually topped the Idola album, because I said the exact same thing during the Home Team album too. So Jesus, the end of this year has just been packing it on with the slapping albums. But we're gonna do what we always set out to do here on this show, and we're gonna rank every single song on this immaculate album from worst to first, and that is gonna be a tall task today, but we're gonna attempt it. So to start us off, I'm just gonna list everything off in the order it appears, And then we're going to start tackling this shit. So, first up is I Felt It Too, followed by Tootsie Roll, followed by Coast to Coast, followed by Just the Right Way, followed by Padme, which that's amazing that there's a song called Padme. I'm just going to throw that out there. Near But So Far Gone, Call Me Back, You and Me in Oceanside, Vibe With Me, and Lullaby. Now, normally what we do when there are filler tracks, of which there are 2 today, we default them to the bottom. I would like to do that with one of them, but not both of them. Possibly. This is really good, so we may end up defaulting both of them anyway, just because of how good all the songs are. But I will say, I think that Lullaby should probably be at the bottom, because I feel like it does the least. But then the other one, which was, yes. I'm still, it's day one. I still have a hard time associating the names with the songs. But yes, Near But So Far Gone was fucking beautiful. Like, I wish that was a full song because it just gives me, I've listened to that song probably like 6 times today, and it just gives me goosebumps every single time. The fucking harmonies are just godlike. Like, it's just putting his vocals on full display, more so than even some of these other songs. And it's like, whoo, oh my God, he has the voice of an angel. Kurt Travis is just so good. And I really, really, really enjoy that song, even though it's only like a minute and it's technically a filler track. But I just wanted to throw that out there. It's probably still going to be second to last, but God damn it. This is better than most like full songs on other albums. Like,
I 100%
it's a
agree
filler
with you.
track.
I also agree with you in like the ordering of the 2. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about like what maybe goes beneath Near But So Far Gone. But like as far as these 2 go, I think that Lullaby is like very, very good. Like in what it does. It's a very good ending. It's a very like nice release to like this incredibly like, it's so hard because like this album is quite chill, like overall in the vibes that it gives, but it's also just so involved that it's like a workout for the brain to like catch everything that it's throwing at you. So to have like this really nice, beautiful little send off in like a little over a minute in Lullaby is just like, I think just like the perfect way to end this album out. I do think that it was a really good choice. I love it. But Near But So Far Gone, I think, because like something that I think they know how to do so well in this entire album is to like build and then deconstruct songs in such like a really smart way. And even in this like minute and 45 long track, this little interlude that Near But So Far Gone is, they still do that in that short amount of time with like even more like stripped down raw vocals, these raw like just harmonies that are coming in soaring over the top, and then like this guitar part that just like holds strong throughout the whole thing. I think like you still get that really beautiful sense of like a wave almost, because like we talk about roller coasters a lot on the show, and like that's how these work. A lot of these songs I feel more it's like a wave, like a gradual like up and down, because like it is just such like a peaceful yet can be a violent experience if it gets strong. It's just so good, dude. Oh my God, I'm gonna gush about the 2 damn small songs.
I know,
it's
right?
gonna take so long to get through this album. But yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely the better of the 2.
Brennan, do you agree?
Oh, I definitely agree. Because like Near But So Far Gone has like, and Kyle put it really well, it has like a wave effect. Like it comes at you, it recedes a little bit, and it comes back at you, like with the ebbs and flow of like, you know, its harmonization. The guitar kind of like stays steady through the whole course, but like you feel his vocals kind of come at you and go away, come at you and go away. While Lullaby, I mean, I think it's an excellent send off, but it's more of like his beautiful harmonization, like bringing it to a rap than it is Near But So Far Gone being like an interlude, but like a much more interesting one than like most people would give interludes credit for. But Lullaby still slaps, though. But I think I gotta agree with the order.
Yeah,
Near But So Far Gone is just superior.
I don't actually know if I can come up with a reason to put anything below Near But So Far Gone other than Lullaby. So unless anybody has something they want to throw out, we're probably just gonna lock those two in that order.
I do think that like you putting it forward is a good like to make a point about it.
Mhm.
Like it is that good that there it's warranting a conversation moment about
Yeah.
it. But I think that like every other song just has so much time to do so much more
Yeah,
that I just kind of feel like it has to go ahead of it.
yeah, I agree. And
But
even
it
like
definitely deserves
yeah,
high praise.
but and even when I was saying like how I think that this like showcases his vocals in like the cleanest way, even with songs like Call Me Back, the very end of that one where it's literally just the vocal track, shit made me cream my pants, dude. Like that was the most like goosebump inducing thing I've ever heard in my entire existence. Like that is the most beautiful shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. It was so fucking good. So like even that is like it sort of takes what I like about Near But So Far Gone and just like accentuates it even further.
sure.
So I definitely think these are gonna be the bottom two.
I'm down.
And now what's next? I don't fucking I don't
know, man. I don't know.
I guess like the only thing I can think of is that like there's one single I like less than the other singles. But I don't know if it's next.
I like this. In general, like when I think about this album, I think maybe it's just 'cause I had more time with them, but like I actually liked the singles a good bit more than I don't know, like I don't know if I would say a majority, but like a decent amount of the other tracks. I feel like maybe
Fair.
if I spent more time with the other tracks, I'd find the same like little things about them. Cause like I have listened to Vibe With Me, I Felt It Too, and
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll. I've listened to those songs like 300 times each,
Oh,
so I have
same,
heard
yeah.
like so many. Like I have listened to these singles so many times in this last like week since you told me about this band. It's absurd. So I don't know if it's just because because I've heard them a lot and I can like I just pulled so much out of them, but I kind of like I have them all three closer to the top
That's
personally. Out of curiosity, which is the one that you think is the weaker?
fair. I think Tootsie Roll is the weakest of the three.
Damn
I-
it! Damn it!
No.
That's just my personal opinion. Like I don't have
Damn it!
There's nothing wrong with it because there's nothing wrong with any of these songs. I just personally enjoy the other two a little bit more.
I have a note
Look.
about this song that said Tyler's going to say this is the worst of the three singles. He's going to make an argument for it being too repetitive compared to the other two singles, and he's wrong.
No, that's not even my reasoning behind it. It's like because I don't even have any negative notes on Tootsie Roll. Just like upon re-listening to it today, that one I was like, even though this has like so many like minor complexities and all these like little different things, and it's catchy, it's complex, it's great. Today I was feeling the other two a little bit more, and so I just wanted to throw that out there. Clearly, I'm the only one who feels this way.
I am in utter disagreement.
I definitely I can be a bridge on this one, right? Because when I first listened to these singles, Tootsie Roll was by far my favorite. Like hands down, far and away.
Okay.
I adored
Yes.
Tootsie Roll because I think like instrumentally it's one of the best on the album, like even with the rest of the album out.
Mhm.
I think that like it just because like I think the thing that the other two do better than it is have like a really strong like chorus and vocal part where it's because like it's weird, right? Because like I think Vibe With Me has one of the best vocal performances on the whole album. I think Tootsie Roll has one of the best instrumentals on the whole album, and I think I Felt It Too has like a middle ground of both. Like I think it was a really
Yeah,
great
I
selection
can agree with that.
of like everything this album had to offer in 3 tracks, and gave it like they released some of the catchiest fucking choruses in those singles because I Felt It Too and Vibe With Me have like some of the best choruses on the album. But I think over time I started gravitating to Vibe With Me and I Felt It Too because I was just like I can really get behind these choruses. I can kind of fucking just sing along and go with it. And then I kept listening more, and I was just like, you know what, man? Like the intricacies of Tootsie Roll are so well done, bro. Like these, like the guitar work is absurd, and like the way the guitar and the drums like work together in like its own space around what Kurt is doing as well, and it just it is doing like the same like general part, but like changing up little bits of that instrumental around him as they like repeat the parts. And then to have the complete change up like a minute and a half in, and it like completely changes like rhythmic style and everything to then come back to that initial idea again, and then to do a fucking key change. What the fuck? I put the note, pump it in me, Kurt, because damn it, bro.
Yeah,
God.
I just kind of think that the chorus is catchier than the other two, and that's the
fair,
only,
and that's fair.
It's the only thing I can really say about it. Brennan,
I agree
sell me
with
on
you.
Tootsie Roll, man.
Tootsie Roll is the better version of Fantasy, straight up. Like
that is a bold statement. God
they
damn,
are,
I agree.
They are very,
wow.
they are very similar in their, especially for the first minute and a half. I mean, they are like very similar, like with how like the guitar starts off, like literally the song. Like if you put them up against each other, they sound very, very similar.
Yeah,
but
that is true because I did have that as a note. That I thought it starts off with like really heavy Eternity Forever vibes, but continue.
Yes, this song is Fantasy for the first minute and a half, and then a change up, something that we totally find our like love for music on. Like DGD brings us in spades. You know, Gold Necklace, they pump it out, totally different song, totally different vibe for a bit, and then like Kyle said, they come back to the original idea, but it's with a key change, and it's just like holy, like so beautiful. The instrumentals, I mean, to me, this is my opinion, of course, I might be outnumbered, but I thought this was the strongest single. And, of course, you guys are correct. I felt it too and Vibe With Me. Like, the choruses are a little better. But as far as just, like, a total composition, I feel like Tootsie Roll is the absolute tits. Because it totally reminds me of Fantasy from Eternity Forever. But since it has a key change and a change up, in my opinion, it's better.
Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking, right? Because like I 100% agree with you, and I 100% agree that I think the choruses of the other two slap, and I can see why you think that better. I do think, to me, the complexity of Tootsie Roll beats I felt it too, because I do think that the chorus isn't quite as strong as it is in Vibe With Me. Because I think Vibe With Me, that chorus, man, I'm just fucking like, ooh. Destination, throw the blanket down. I'm just going fucking nuts, and then the fucking harmony comes in the second time, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then the ending. You know when you're talking about vocals,
the fucking high note at the end of Vibe With Me. I thought it was Tillian.
I know. That's what I was about to say, bro.
Like,
okay, I feel like this is a good time to say this because this is like my main takeaway from this album. It is insane to see how far like each of these like people in this band has come. Like the evolution, the maturity of like each of their styles is insane. Because like when you think of Kurt Travis, like with DGD, you're like, oh shit, like this guy, like he's really good. He feels a little like raw. He's like kind of has his own style that kind of set him apart from the other styles. Because I think like even Johnny Craig and Tillian, I feel like you can find comparisons in the styles. Whereas Kurt Travis is kind of like an outlier a bit. But like you see that like his like style that he's going for has like come to full fruition. He knows his voice so well. It is absurd like the way that he can master these like he if I can get nerdy for a second, he like has moments where like he's like really gentle, but he's still in like his chest voice, so he's singing like full voice. But then he also like has these times where he chooses like very obviously chooses to do like falsetto, so it's like a way higher, like singing like from your head. And like he chooses the perfect times to like do one or the other. Like he knows when the song is looking for like a more like passionate chest voice in a delicate moment, and having that like almost angelic quality to it and going up higher, like in the end of Vibe With Me, or at the beginning of I Felt It Too. What is it that he sings? I'm trying to think. I think I actually have a note about it.
Oh, at the beginning.
Well, I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be crude.
Oh, hey, you want to feel that shit?
Yeah,
he sings that kind of loud, like high, but he's still like singing it like in his chest voice. Has a different quality than like the falsetto-y bits at the end of Vibe With Me. Like it is, he's just so like he knows his voice, and it's so obvious. And he literally puts a masterclass on of like he's like I know now, guy. I'm insane now, guys. And then like even like coming because like Sean is super good, right? Like Sean is really good, like instrumentally absurd. But fucking, what's his name? Brandon? Is that his name? I think?
Yeah, Brandon Ewing.
Like, bro. Like, some of the guitar work on this is on another level, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I literally like it because like Sean is I hold up to a high standard. Like I think Sean is extremely good, and this like knocks it out of the park. Like blows Sean out of the water, and that's saying something. Like, and then the drums, like Royal Coda. Like I thought he was good on Royal Coda, but what the fuck? This is insane, dude. Like these guys have come so fucking far to just create this album of just like chill, funky, delicious, tasty. Ooh, and it oh my god, dude.
This is.
I'm sorry. I
so
did derail
difficult
a bit.
to-
I derailed a bit. So
No, you're good because I agree with literally everything you said.
that's like my overarching like feeling about this album. Like
Yeah.
since I like every song made me think it.
I literally don't know how we're gonna rank the rest of these because I just love them all so much. Do you guys have like any ideas of like what could possibly be next? Do
There
we
was only-
immediately want to go into a round of tabling? Do we, or I guess since we were talking about the singles, do we at least want to determine the order of the singles and then?
No,
we can at
because I
least
feel
have
like
that.
I don't
feel
think
like
any
they're
of the
towards the
singles are
top.
next. Yeah.
I don't think the singles are next either, but
The only one I'm
No,
kind of
'cause-
leaning towards is Coast to Coast, and it's a very light I'm leaning towards. And it's only
fair.
because I feel
Oh.
like Coast to Coast never really like it's more of a song that like goes on an overall journey, doesn't have like a verse chorus system as much,
yeah.
and that doesn't like catch with you as much. And then like on any given day, I know we've used this argument before. On any given day, I feel like listening to like a chorus that's gonna catch me that I remember. I look at the song and I go, oh shit, vibe with me. I know the chorus. I want to play that right now. Whereas with this one, I'm not gonna be able to like lock into that right away. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna have a great time listening to it. I just feel like when I'm looking at this album to come back to songs, this is probably the one I'm gonna come back to the least. That being said, though, the song's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah,
like it
dude, the
literally is
fucking
impossible.
time signature shit in this song is like mind blowing. Like I don't even understand like how they do some of the shit. Like you think you're going into like one thing and then they just like the time signature just completely switches up and they go back into like what they were doing before and they kind of like switch that up like multiple times throughout and like that plus all of the shit that they do well in all the other songs too, because it's still the super good guitars, the fucking clean ass vocals that are just like soaring. Like it's still, like you said, an incredible song. I think I can agree though that I would probably come back to this one a little less than the other ones. Just because while the time signature shit is really cool and really impressive, it is harder to kind of like vibe with it just because of how it's not like jarring, but like it's different. It's harder to just kind of like jam along to it when it just kind of switches up on you out of nowhere sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I do like the point you made about it being like the time signatures and stuff, because that's like my major takeaway from this is like they do this really cool like drum swing beat with like the vocals matching it a lot, even like giving like the drum break moments in there as well that have these really cool just like open styles but still kind of in that swing vibe next to this guitar part that's going on that's like more consistently like in like a less swingy style, and like they kind of like as it goes, like you like have them kind of like happening side by side, and then like every once in a while they like collide and like have this beautiful moment of like symmetry, and then they kind of go back off, do their own thing, come back together, and it's just like this constant like dissonance and then coming back together and being this cool thing. It's just it's so well written, bro. Like it is absurd.
I guess before
well-
I know, well, Brennan, I guess say what you want to say first.
I will say, if I could bottle the last minute and 12 of Coast to Coast and just keep that, I mean, this song like it pulls off the vibe change like superbly compared to others in this track. Because literally for like the first 2 minutes, it's almost like a happy-go-lucky song, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, now it's like somber and sad, and it carries over really well into another song that I feel is a bit low, because like it changes the vibe, like kind of brings it down, and then like Just the Right Way is like similar in vibe throughout like the rest of that track. I mean, does that really save it from the bottom? I don't know, but I mean, it's something I definitely like picked up on like listening to it.
I will also say, you mentioned the last minute 12-ish. I think like that like minute and a half of the ending where like that last chorus, there's this like really crazy like key change bit like over and over, like it goes like from key to key to get to that last minute and 12. I remember when I was listening to that for the first time this morning, I just paused after it happened. I was like, what the fuck? And I went back and I just listened over and over again. I'm just like trying to track it. And I'm like, they could have just went to the key. Like they could have gone from this one to this one. And instead they were like, we're going to hit every key along the way. It's going to be a fun little time. And it's, oh God, dude. I kind of see what you're saying though. Like it kind of does feel like two vibes. Like we do talk about like how much we love the change ups. It's kind of like, it's a cool way to get from one vibe to the other. I feel like I like both vibes a lot. Like I feel like they both are like, neither of them like pushes me in one way or the other. I think they work. Yeah, I don't know. I guess because Brennan, you were gonna say that you thought that Just the Right Way was the next, like, you were kind of where you were leaning, right?
I feel like it's coming up.
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
No, not at all. No.
I really like this song.
No.
I think the song is good,
I've
but
never had
the argument,
such a hard disagreement with anything
the argument
ever in my life.
The argument I will
love that
post.
song.
The argument I will post. Okay. And this Hold Water in the Home Team album was the song is literally the same chord progression from start to finish. Albeit, they dress it up. They make it sound pretty with Kurt Travis, but at the end of the day, the song is literally just the same thing over and over and over again. And do we punish repetition or do we just let it slide this time?
But
we're not punishing repetition for Tootsie Roll, so we shouldn't punish it for this.
No. But like,
but Tootsie Roll has a change though. This song doesn't. So
here's the thing,
repetitious.
Right? Is like I see what you're saying. I do, but I feel like we were talking about how like Tootsie Roll is repetitive and then it does a change up and then it kind of goes back to that repetitiveness before it goes to the key change to end it. And I was talking about how like that song is able to like do stuff within that repetition. Like something that like I really love about this album overall, and I've said this a ton of times now, but like this reason is I love a band called Snarky Puppy. I've talked about it before, a jazz band. And something that I love to see them do at live shows is they'll take songs that are like, because you guys always like, how the fuck do they do a 10-minute long song? What the fuck? And like, it's really cool when they do it like in a studio, but when they do it live, the song lasts for like 20 something minutes, because what they do is they'll get to like this one part chord progression that happens, and they'll just have like the rhythm section and maybe like the guitar play like the one part over and over again. And then they'll let like one of the horns like just go on like an improv run. And they do that all over the place in this album, where like, even though they're like doing like the same chord progression over and over again, like the guitar is still doing something very different than what it did like the first time you heard it, because like he's just like fucking Brandon Ewing is just like going off doing like all these cool ideas off of it. So like while I 100% agree, it is like, you're not wrong. It is the same like basic chord progression over and over again. And if we do want to like knock him for that, I agree. But like the fact, I just don't think it's that repetitive, mainly because the instrumentals are still changing it up using that like core chord idea and then just dancing around it and doing like really cool fucking stuff. Yeah, and in this song especially, I love it. I love it.
This is my favorite track on the entire album. This is the one that I just have been listening to all day long.
No,
because it's just
it.
It is my favorite. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I know. I'm just saying, like, damn, all right.
Because, like, I don't even find it repetitive. Because, like Kyle was saying, like the sheer amount of stuff that is happening, like throughout it, instrumentally, and like even though, like, sure, it might like kind of have repetitive moments, sort of. Like, there's so much extra shit going on in the background. They're peppering in like little tiny like brass blasts in like little parts. I don't know if you picked up on that, but like,
I have,
that's fucking fresh as hell. And like, I don't know, the chorus, I think it's like one of the catchiest choruses I've heard.
It's up there
in like the all year probably. Like, I can't stop listening to it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm not gonna push for it to be the best objectively, but like it's not happening yet.
I don't know, man. I mean, the chorus is slappy, but I mean,
can I nerd about something else in this song?
The rest of the track's okay, but
so like remember just like last week we were talking about amazing things and how what song was it? One of the songs we were talking about how the rap parts like change every time, but it's still like that really fast like rapping that we love. I think it might have been Manchester. Was it in Manchester?
No.
I don't know.
One of the songs, maybe Bruce Willis. I feel like it was one of the higher ones on the
maybe.
list.
I don't know.
It was one of the higher ones on that. On guess spoiler, but one of the higher songs on that album that we talked about. But he does like this rap-esque verses in this song. Kurt Travis does, and like he changes it up all over the place, and it's still like so like focused, so energized, and it's so impressive that he does this like rap singy bits.
Yeah,
and then after the choruses, that kind of idea comes back, but he's singing it like falsetto-y, with like him still singing over the top of it and around it, and it's like just this really cool fucking callback to like come back to that like rappy part with also like the singing from the chorus and like
it's
what
so
can I
good.
fucking say? Like, cause like
All right.
I feel like every song that you're gonna bring up is gonna I'm like, but like this though, like I don't know where we land.
Yeah, that is the tough part that like we really have to like nitpick to even like place anything above anything else. What I was going to initially bring up, since we were talking about Coast to Coast, the comparison, I think the easiest comparison to make would be Coast to Coast and You and Me in Oceanside, because they both do crazy time signature stuff.
That's fair.
So I think that like that is a battle that we should have just to determine which of those ones we find better. I think I would probably gravitate toward You and Me in Oceanside, but it's close.
Same. I don't even say,
because like on a technical level, that song is actually insane. Like there's so much insane shit. The chorus just has like the wildest time signature shit, and like the layering is just insane. Like, plus crazy ass guitar licks like there is on every song. I mean, like, I feel like You and Me in Oceanside is just like Coast to Coast, but like honed a little more, in my opinion.
Can I recreate something for you?
Yeah.
This morning I'm sitting here in this chair listening to the album with my headset on. And I'm like this, right? Taking notes on my phone while I'm listening. And that lick started at the beginning, and I fucking like launched my phone out of my hands. Cause I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what the fuck? Whoa. And like before I could hit pause, I was like, it's doing more. What the fuck? Ah! And it was, man, like I do think like, I think they're both like very technically well done. Like I kind of gushed about Coast to Coast a little bit earlier, but like, just like I feel like, they're very like raw, like without diving in too much. I feel like just like hearing them side by side, like taking in You and Me in Oceanside is just like an absurd like experience. Like it's just like the sheer amount of shit they packed into that song, pushes it ahead of Coast to Coast for me. Personally.
I agree. Brennan, where are you at?
I'm in total agreement.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
I feel like we can probably lock Coast to Coast in it at third to the bottom, because something has to take it, and I think that's sort of where we were leaning before.
After that, I actually don't know, because
I feel like we just need to do a round of tabling to at least like limit our options a bit.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I'd table. I actually don't. Like,
I'll go first. I'll table just the right way, just to piss off Brendan, and because it's my favorite.
I like that song a lot. I don't know if it deserves to be the top.
I like it, and that's the thing.
It doesn't deserve to be the top, but it deserves to be tabled.
That's the thing. I don't. It's not that I don't like the song. It's just if we're going objectively.
I'm gonna table something, and I do think it's objectively, and it's also like my favorite song, and it's Padme.
Interesting.
I'm gonna table Padme. And there's so many other songs that I want to table as well, but I'm gonna fight for Padme really hard.
Okay.
Which is something we've never heard said before. But yeah, what do you think, Brennan? What are you tabling?
I am just re-listening to Padme, and I'm like stunned,
dude.
Because I was gonna argue this one to be close. The next,
I was kind of gonna go there too.
Because it doesn't do anything.
No, bro, it does so much.
Well, I mean, it does stuff, but like,
like,
I feel like
monotonal.
comparatively though, I don't know.
I don't know about
if
comparatively.
It's better. I don't know.
Because like,
Here's a
I mean,
fun fact that I just realized. If we all tabled 2 things, we'd be left with 1 song.
yeah, but you already tabled one that I wanted to be next, so it's
Yeah.
like, and we're already fucked. So
I'm curious to know what we would end up with if we all tabled 2. What would we be left with?
I don't know if that's the right way to go about this, though.
that's
Okay,
not-
then Brennan, what do you want to table so we can finish this round of tabling?
Oh, Tootsie Roll, hands down.
Okay, I'm down. I'm all right with that.
See, because I feel like Padme and Tootsie Roll should be the next 2.
I think Padme should be next.
We all have our flags in different camps
I
about this
know.
album.
That's the
It's
problem with like albums that like there aren't any like bad songs. It's like it all comes down to like personal preference, and it makes it so much harder.
Because okay, so what that leaves us with You and Me in Oceanside, Call Me Back.
I felt
I
it
felt
too,
it
and
too, and Vibe with Me. Holy shit, it can't be Vibe with Me. I don't think it can be Vibe with Me. If I'm being honest with you, like after many listens, I think Vibe with Me is the best single. Because I think it does a little bit of everything. I know I said that I felt it too is kind of the middle ground of the 2, but I also think like the 2 other singles do like the other things so well that it kind of like blows my mind a bit. And
I'm
think
going to throw out what I think should be next of these 4.
okay.
Granted, this song is a masterpiece, and I've already gushed about it earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Call Me Back.
Fuck.
Because I think while the vocals are absolutely immaculate on this track, and they are soaring, and it is like the standout highlight of the song, I think that, like, I don't necessarily love the verses as much as the other songs. And if we're really pulling at straws to kind of, like, find reasons to put things over other things, I would say that that might be a reason. Because, like, all of these other songs that we're talking about right now in these 4, I think have much catchier choruses, and they all are so complex in like so many different ways, so we can't even really like factor that in all the way, you know? And I think that while Call Me Back, like the ending of it is the most beautiful thing I have ever fucking heard in my life. Like, does that one moment make the song as a whole better than these other 3? I don't necessarily know if it does.
Dude, but like the verse, I'm like listening right now, like the verses are so good though.
They're not bad. I just
because like the thing with the verses in this one, right, is that like a lot of other times in this album, the verses will do like this really cool like backing vocal thing that are like is pretty fully present. But what these verses do is like it has like these like certain words that get like the backing vocals that like highlight certain moments of a line of a verse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like even if it's not as often used like other songs where we're just constantly like, holy shit, it's so well done, I think like there's beauty in the simplicity of it.
Oh, I agree. I can definitely agree.
And then the choruses of this song are like the exact example of me like talking about like him like knowing his like personal voice and everything, where like those high notes that he hits on the Call Me Backs are just immaculate. They're angelic. But then like he also like through these verses are singing like close notes in range, but like he's singing them full voice because like he's leaving these like very gentle angelic moments to the chorus. God, man, this album's so good. I literally like I can't get over how good this album is.
I know. It's it's almost impossible to try to like find negatives in any of these songs. But like we have to do it. We have to rank them. You know what?
Crazy, right?
For the sake of progress, let's make a deal here. Let's make a deal. If I become willing to throw Just the Right Way in.
No. Because Padme and Call Me Back are objectively much worse songs.
What are you talking about?
Because, all right, listen to me.
No, they're not.
Padme, okay. instrumentally, Padme takes a total backseat compared to the rest of this album, and that is not even a stretch.
I agree.
I thought like
What do you mean?
Padme. Look, all right. So when the track list came out,
fucking song, dog.
when the track list came out, okay, and I saw Padme was the name of a song, and then I finally listened to this album and heard Padme, I was kind of disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, because the vocal performance is good. The instrumentals just seem like the same droning thing for 3 minutes 43 seconds. Albeit the intro is kind of lit, but other than that, it's just totally kind of evens out. Cool licks here and there, yeah, I vibe with it. Bass is pretty lit, okay, I vibe with it. But all in all, the song's like extremely monotonal compared to all the other tracks. Even Just the Right Way, like throws in more licks and more like intricacy, and even though like I bitch about the chord progression and all that stuff, Padme and Call Me Back are inferior to Just the Right Way.
I don't know.
I refuse to
have
Tyler
the
to.
exact opposite opinion.
I agree with Brennan though.
I don't
Because
understand
here's
what
the
fuck
thing,
you guys
like,
are on, dude.
Again, and I'm saying this for the 5,000th time, I don't have any issues with this song, but I will say it is the song that, like, of the ones we have left, it is the one that definitely stood out to me the least. It has a lot of complexity, but so do all of these other songs. It has some very beautiful vocal notes, but so do all of these other songs. It's everything can't be first as much as we want it to be.
Like, but
and
like,
just
I don't-
like
I
in
just-
my mind, this one just is calling out to me that it has to be coming up next.
There's
can't-
like, okay, so like in Padme, right? In the verses, it starts out with just him singing, and there's this guitar like riff that's going on, and there are like the ends of the riffs and the ends of his words are matching like note wise. Like they're like intersecting and becoming one at the end of like these lines, and then for it to go into like these like backing vocals doing like the da 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 and like contrasting these long notes that both the guitar and the vocals are going on like throughout the rest of the verses, and that's just the fucking verses, dog. And then fuck, oh my god, the whole bit with the "it was never enough" happening, I don't remember like how far in the song it is. It's like halfway through the song. It just starts like doing like a similar like guitar lick, and it was never enough. And then like there's like some open space that the guitar is playing, and like every time it hits, they add another part in, and it like, and then like he comes in singing like a part that fills the space of that, and then backing vocals come in to harmonize with that, and then he comes in another time like multiple like times over to start singing like these really long soaring notes over the top, and then the drums start doing crazy shit near the end that like change it up even more. Like I'm just confused at how you guys don't think. Like you fucking
Kyle,
called this song monotone and droning are the words that you use, and I
disagree
100%
with
disagree.
that. I think Brennan is being like excessively harsh on some of these because I don't have. He like takes
because
issues with this shit.
we have to.
But like,
we're
I
just gonna be
I
stuck
don't
here
understand
forever.
where you're coming from,
Kyle,
because like
this
it
is where
is
I'm
doing
at. This is-
anything but that.
Shut the fuck up. Here's where we're at. Here's the situation right now. Brennan is being overly critical about stuff. You are being not critical at all of anything. So like
What do you mean?
we have to be able to rank these, and we can't do that because right now we are stuck in this endless loop of like we will throw out a suggestion and you're like, no, this is Jesus Christ incarnate and music form, and Brennan's like, no man, this song's a sack of shit, and I'm just here in the middle like they're all good songs, but we have to be able to put them in order. And
Just
like,
the Right Way is worse than Padme.
I don't
Call
agree
Me
with that.
Back. See, it's just like Kyle, you're not wrong. I mean, they throw like this little stuff in, but it's all little stuff. Like the
But it's all
little
little stuff that like come together to create this big thing by the end.
yeah,
It's
but
so
the
well
little
written.
things don't change the overall vibe of the song. While like all these songs have change ups, all these songs have differing parts that like meld and mash together to create something beautiful. While this song just kind of continues onward to a path with a little thing sprinkled here and there. Like, oh, I have the same note at the end of the verse. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Because I
But,
think
like,
that
There's never enough. And then like little guitar parts are entwined. It doesn't add like you need a foundation to add shit to, and this song is just the same foundation the whole way through.
Because I
But,
think
like,
that what we're going to have to do in order to get through this, because we are already almost an hour into this, we have to start making progress.
If you guys both think Padme is next, I'm outvoted. So
I don't know if it's next. Like, here's the thing: we just have to, like, kind of like Brennan was saying, but like, yes, all of these songs have like these little intricacies, and they're all really cool, and that is awesome because this album is fucking incredible, and everyone should go listen to it because every song is great. But I think in this, in this episode, our job is to rank them, and I think that since every song has so many little intricacies, we can't even factor them in to a certain extent. We just have to kind of take the overarching song as a whole, kind of like Brennan is alluding to. So, like, yes, Padme does all this very cool stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I don't vibe with it as hard as a lot of these other ones, because while I respect what it does and while I enjoy it, I think that, like, the fact that some of these other songs, like, vibe with me, like, Tootsie Roll for you guys, like, they, as an overall package, just sort of stand out more. They're more, like, in your face, if you will. So I think that, like, that's what we have to do at this point. And there's going to be some subjectivity. There's going to be a lot of subjectivity coming into this. It's really, this episode is basically just going to be every song is triple S tier, and we're just going to have to vote based on our subjective opinions to make progress and actually get through this.
Because I like Padme. That's what sucks. But it's just like...
I like
subjectively,
it too.
Subjectively, I would not come back to Padme that often. But I'm like, from an objective standpoint, I think what Padme is doing makes it like one of the best, like, top, like, 3, 4, 5 on this album in my mind. Objectively, I think like what it's doing and what I said it's doing, I think holds that much weight to me. But like, if we're gonna go forward in this more subjective route, then I will put that aside.
But then I'll argue objectively that, like, since the little things don't really add a whole lot to, like, the massive experience with, like, the bass and his vocals and such. Because, yeah, I get that they match up for a note, but that compared to songs that have tempo changes, that compared to songs that have vibe changes, key changes, all these other things, objectively, that doesn't hold water to me. And when you look at other tracks that just do more, and, like, the songs that change entirely, or the songs have way more moving pieces that change compared to, like, a little accent here and there.
I'm more in Brennan's boat with this too. So I think we're just gonna have to call it.
That's fine.
On this
I
one.
mean, I'm outvoted, and like, I would gush about the song for like another hour if I could.
Yeah,
because I think it's that good.
And it's not a bad song. It's just
it's not. That's the shitty part about doing good albums on the show, is that, like, there are no winners, and because they're all winners. Because I don't know. It's just, this is the problem with our format that we run into sometimes, is that we have to undersell certain songs.
As a final note on it, before I keep myself from gushing from farther, I feel like you missed my point a tad about the song from the things you keep bringing up, but that's okay. We're gonna keep moving.
Hey,
that's
my brain is too smooth.
So no, you're not. Yeah, because it's smooth and sexy, baby. All right. So we locking Padme next?
I think I would like to.
Okay.
And then
that sucks.
Yeah. And
I think then Call Me Back should go right above it. I mean,
that's kind of where I'm going to, because the argument we made before, it's like, it's fucking beautiful, but, like, as a whole package, I feel like there are just, when we're getting really nitpicky with it, I think that there are just, like, a couple moments that really stand out in this song, whereas, like, the remaining songs, I think, are a better overall cohesive package. And
okay. I can vibe with that.
What do we think is gonna be next? Do we think it's gonna be Just the Right Way? Because, like, I don't want it to be, but
is it that, or is it you? Is it You and Me in Oceanside?
Well, I thought that was locked in a while ago.
No,
Or is
we
it
never locked that in. We
never locked
it in.
we
Okay.
Can you
compared
do a
it to
recap?
coast, and we said that I'll just do a recap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
number 10 is Lullaby, number 9 Near But So Far Gone, number 8 Coast to Coast, number 7 Padme, number 6 Call Me Back.
So we have 5 left?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Man.
man.
So like
well, just to crack some eggs to make this omelet, I think you and me and Oceanside's probably next.
I can get behind that. Because that's the thing,
It's
like
so
on a
tough.
because
It's tough.
I can kind of make the same argument we made with Coast to Coast. It's just this is like a much better experience overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like a more refined product.
Yeah, because I think that like the same thing I kind of pointed out in Coast to Coast, where it's like the intricacy level and like the impressiveness of the time signature shit is awesome. But like if I'm loading up a track that I just want to like have a good time with, and that's really where this ranking is kind of going. I think that you, me, and Oceanside, like the time signature stuff is fucking so
It's
awesome,
absurd.
so impressive, and overall the song is just like a masterpiece. But I think that like because of the weird time signature stuff, that could hold it back in this environment for how we have to rank these now. Because I think that like if you're an outsider coming into this album, let's put it in this mindset. If you're a guy who's not like super into music like we are, and we would want to show them this album, right? We would want to show them this band. What are the songs that we would show them first? I would not start off with You, Me, at Oceanside because the time signature stuff is super fucking cool, but from an outsider's perspective, they might not appreciate it as much as we do on technical level. Because I don't think it, like, I would show them like catchier shit first.
I think everything else above this like would qualify as that.
Yes,
sure.
I agree.
Mhm.
So the top 4 would basically just be the 3 singles and Just the Right Way would be
Yeah.
the top 4 that we are left with.
I can see that. It before we move on from You and Me, I was just saying, because I'm fine with putting it here. I don't know. It's pretty close with just the right way to me, and maybe even I felt it too. But that's kind of where I'm leaning. But You and Me and Oceanside, I love that like it starts with like this absurd lick that like is just so like what a cool guitar lick. It just like I said it, I threw my phone in my hand because I was like, what the fuck did I just get hit with? And then it immediately switches into like a chill verse, like right after this like crazy cool lick happens.
Yeah.
And then it does this cool build up with the instrumentals right before the chorus into like this really cool little moment of harmony in the vocals, like right as the chorus hits, to like start with this crazy time signature shit that it starts kind of the same place and it just slowly diverges until like the chorus is like that da 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 and like off of like the guitar like still doing the more like fluid thing. And like it then uses the vocals echo effect to continue that contrast, even if he's not like actually saying. It's such a cool idea. Like I've never heard that before. It's just so like out of left field. And then like it does like this cool rhythm shit like out of that chorus at like a minute 45 ish. And then like it like continues to dance around and just do like this cool things all the way through with the rhythms and it just blows my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done gushing about it. We can put it here now. Just wanted to say what I had to say about it because I just have things I need to like say about these songs because like like my fingers were sore after typing these notes because I was just like, oh it did, oh my god, and I'm just typing like crazy.
It's like as like a general note, I never thought I would like wish that there were more disappointing albums coming out. Like I feel like so many of these recent album reviews have just been so fucking difficult because the albums have been so good and it just makes it so difficult to rank all these songs. Like I feel like for every like off album we get, we were immediately followed up by one that we were just like, I can't fucking rank this. Everything's way too good.
Seriously, man. It's so good.
Holy shit.
Um,
But yeah, we are left with Tootsie Roll, I Felt It Too, Vibe With Me, and Just the Right Way.
Ooh.
Now, I know I have said that of these ones, Tootsie Roll is my least favorite. Brennan's least favorite is Just the Right Way. Kyle, I don't know where you're at.
I don't know. Because, like, I guess when I was thinking about what we'd be left with at this point, this isn't what I was expecting.
It's not what I was expecting fully either, but...
But that's just, like, my subjective opinion mixing in with the objective stuff to get left with this. I will tell you that the single that I am, like, lowest on, and that's, like, a stretch because I think it's really good, is I Felt It Too, personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put that out there. Because, like, I really like Tootsie Roll, I really like Vibe With Me, and I really like I Felt It Too, but I think I Felt It Too is, like, where I'm leaning to maybe, like, fight with Just the Right Way in my personal head. I don't know about you guys, because I know that, like, you really like Just the Right Way, but you don't like Tootsie Roll, but we both love Tootsie Roll.
I mean, I like Tootsie Roll. I just don't think
this is
comparatively... Because for me, it's, like, I don't have an issue with Tootsie Roll, but, like, if I have to have an issue with any of these songs, it would be that Tootsie Roll is kind of repetitive. But it's like, it's really...
That can't even
like,
be an argument. Like, I really don't feel like... Because, like, we've been talking about how, like, all these different things can't be arguments. And, like,
Right.
of all the things, I feel like this can't be because, like, what we were saying before, like, they do this repetitive stuff to give themselves room to do cooler things in these chord repetitions.
Right, no, I get that. And, like, that's kind of how it is in, like, all of these songs. Because I would say that, like, a lot of the songs have some repetition to them. But I would say that, like, for me, and this is just because I have to come up with an argument for this. Like, I love this song. I love all of these songs. I will reiterate that as many times as I need to. But, like, I think Tootsie Roll is a little too long, in my opinion. Like, I get that they do the key change, but they're still doing the exact same thing over and over again. Like, they do the key change, and that keeps it fresh, but, like, it still is pretty much the same thing repeated for, like, a really long time at the end. And I get there's, like, some intricacies in the background. And again, you can use this exact same argument for Just the Right Way if you want to. But I think that, like, if we're looking at it in this sense, then I think that Tootsie Roll is worse off in that area than Just the Right Way. Personally, I think.
Just the Right Way is a longer song than Tootsie Roll.
Okay, that doesn't change my point.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there.
If a song feels like it's going on too long, that doesn't mean that, like, you can still have a longer song that holds my attention more. That's just where I'm at. It's a mostly subjective thing. This is just the only argument I can come up with for any of this. So I'm really just pulling to try to find reasons to put things over other things. And that's just what I got in my head right now.
If they didn't time, like, the vibe change and the transition just like they did, I'd be in total agreement with the whole repetition thing. But, like, they time it just right to where it's like, all right. Because, like, if this song was literally just the first, like, minute 30, minute 40, then, like, for the entire song, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this has to be at the bottom. But, like, they have the transition, and then they bring it back with the key change. Like, it's like, ooh, like, that was just enough to, like, set it off and, like, add a new flavor, and then add a similar flavor, but with, like, another ingredient in it to end the song. This is tough.
Yeah.
Because Just the Right Way, I mean, it slaps. Like, I can't argue that. And, like, you see, like, this, Just the Right Way is, like, yeah, it's the same chord progression, but, like, they do add, like, so much and, like, so many different flavors.
Yeah. And that chorus is just so fucking
good.
catchy.
So fucking good.
Like,
fuck.
and I just, like, and Tootsie Roll is good, but I don't find the chorus to be as catchy as the other three that we're pairing it up against, if that has any weight to it at all.
You know what I'm thinking?
You're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
I'm really starting to lean toward the idea that I Felt It Too might be next. And let me pitch you why.
Okay.
Because I've been, like, listening to all four, like, just, like, over and over again, kind of skipping through them a little bit even to get through them all. And the thing that I get from I Felt It Too the most is that it feels like one of their safest songs on the album. In the fact that, like, when it does add stuff, it adds, like, one thing. And then it continues on this, like, more, like, centric idea and like centric guitar lick that stays the same for a lot of it. It is only adding like a backing vocal after he sings. It's not a lot of like layered stuff as often. It does do layered stuff sometimes, but like more often than not in this song, they're doing like one thing and then it ends with this cool like idea, and then they do a thing and it ends with this cool idea, and all those things are really great, extremely well done. In fact, to the point where in that chorus where he sings "It's Electric," afterwards, every single time, it's the first time I sung the song, I go boogie woogie woogie, and I love it with all of my heart. And the in an instant, and like he does like the really high bit like right after is just so fucking smooth. I also love the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 need a kiss on these lips, and it like kind of like breaks out of the rhythmic like style for a second, like the time signature a bit, and it's so good. Like the things that it does is really cool, but I do think the other three to me are doing more stuff constantly on top of each other. They're doing this cool layered like I said one time in the past, I don't remember what it was for, but like it's longer than it is tall.
Yeah,
and I feel like this song does a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wider than it is tall. And I think this song kind of does that, where like it's like a really good idea for a very long time with cool little moments that kind of spike up. But all three of these other songs to me have like just so much going on all the time that like I like comparatively, I think that might be the only thing I can pull from these four.
That's fair. And I think that sort of brings a lot of clarity to our stances on this, because I remember when that argument came up before, we determined that I am more of a long boy as you are more of a tall boy. So it makes more that makes a lot of sense why I am feeling this song over Tootsie Roll, because Tootsie Roll is wider and I felt it too is longer, I guess, in that sense.
Well, Tootsie Roll is taller. I felt it too is like wider and longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why
it's not a bad thing to be that.
Yeah,
I don't think
literally just
they're
subjective
both extremely
personal
well
preference.
done.
Ooh.
But I think that like, because like, and that's fine that like your subjective preference is for the longer songs. But I think if we want to look at it objectively, I think the fact that they're able to consistently like, because like, I mean, technically I think I felt the 2 might be the shortest song of all 4, and it still feels like it's just like a long song. It's very close with Tootsie Roll, I think, maybe.
It's literally a second shorter.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, and that's
and that kind of brings me back to my original argument, was that like they're the exact same length, but like to me, Tootsie Roll feels like it kind of goes on too long, whereas I felt it too. I feel like it's like the perfect length.
And maybe it's because of like how thick it is that you're just like, oh shit.
It's just like your preference. I don't know.
But I think objectively, when I look at the songs, they had about the same amount of time, and the amount of like ideas and intricacies and just fucking off the wall ideas that they were able to pack into songs like Just the Way You Are. That's not it. What is it? Just the Right Way. Wow, I just came up with that title. I don't know why. Fucking, I had Bruno Mars on the mind because Silk Sonic released an album today. But I think that all three of these other songs are able to pack so many cool intricacies and cool ideas into this generally close to same like length. And like on an objective level, I think that is like more like a higher ranking to me than I felt it.
That's fair. Well, I guess Brennan, you could be the tiebreaker. I feel like I know which way you're gonna lean, but I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say that I felt it too over Tootsie Roll. Kyle's obviously gonna go the opposite way.
Yeah, I want Tootsie Roll over.
Yeah.
I remember when the tall boy versus wide boy argument was posted in the Dance Gavin Dance top tracks. We were arguing Lemon. It was Lemon Meringue Tie versus a different song. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because Lemon Meringue Tie is definitely wide compared to. I can't remember what song it was going up against.
I think it might have been 1 in a Million.
I think. Because 1 in a Million just layers on top, while Lemon Meringue Tie is like this wide emotional experience.
Yeah, that is what it was. Yeah.
In that argument, I sided with Lemon Meringue Tie, but this time I'm definitely gonna side with Tootsie Roll because I can definitely feel like
side. Yes,
because I feel like the verticality of like the argument, like there's just so much more packed into it, and then of course it has changes and transitions. While I felt it too, like the chorus is like god tier, but Like the rest of the song, I mean, even with like, what is it? Do you want to feel this shit or whatever that part's called?
Mm-hmm.
Like that part slaps. But then like some of the verses, like you don't lose me, but like it kind of goes on into the chorus, and then the chorus like kind of brings you back like full circle. But I mean, I gotta give it to Tootsie Roll.
Fair.
But
I can't be mad about it because I like all of these songs. So like,
Fair.
I can't be mad about anything we've done so far because I'm gonna go back and re-listen to all of these songs.
Same.
Basically nonstop for the next however long. So we're left. Well, I guess we're not locking those in. We're locking in. I felt it too at 4. I would like to propose that Tootsie Roll is next, but I might be outvoted. So that's where I'm at. I'm just gonna keep throwing it out until it sticks.
Putting it out until it locks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could maybe see it being next. Maybe.
Because I feel like we
kind
kind of already had the conversation before where like Tootsie Roll and Just the Right Way are kind of in the same vein where like there's complexities that kind of counterbalance the repetition. And I feel that Just the Right Way accomplishes that better. I feel like personally, and I know I've already said this a million times at this point, but it holds my attention a lot more. The song literally just like blew me away when I listened to it because of how like fucking insanely like catchy and unique it sounded. And I just don't get that as much from Tootsie Roll. So it may be a subjective thing, but like Just the Right Way blew my fucking socks off, and Tootsie Roll just like it shot a nice cool breeze at my toes, but like my socks stayed on. So
my socks stayed on. Damn.
I mean, because Just the Right Way, like the vocals are incredible. I mean, the point I made before, I mean, it is like the same kind of chord progression over and over, but his vocals, like the little things that they kind of throw in there, like especially because you notice this like with old school DGD, how he has like a lot of like backing vocals, but like in this track, like they really come out, and it's just, I mean, it's gorgeous, but I don't know, man, that's tough because I feel like these two do match up really well.
Yeah,
but
I think these are gonna be the next two.
Are we locked? So we're kind of in agreement then with Vibe With Me? Then?
I think Vibe With Me should probably be number one. Yeah, just because I feel like these two are very close, like comparatively, and Vibe With Me is not. And I think that I don't like. I barely even have notes on Vibe With Me because of how good it was. I was just like, I can't like. If you listen to it, it's just objectively perfect. Like
the shit. Yeah,
you can't really like make an argument to place it anywhere other than number one. Honestly, I think it's just. I think that's just the answer, is that it's number one. Because as much as I love Just the Right Way, I don't even think that I could attempt to say that it's objectively better than Vibe With Me.
I could probably agree with that.
Because Vibe With Me, just like, especially like at the end, like we said before, with like the high notes and shit, like it's just, it encapsulates the whole experience of Gold Necklace, I think, perfectly.
I think it does too.
So yeah, I think we kind of have to put that at number one at this point.
It even like gives like the little drum solo moment, and something that I have a note of all over the place in this album is that I love that it's not afraid to like take a whole moment to like give an instrument like it's time to shine. It does it multiple times with the drums, it does multiple times with the guitar. It even has moments where it like completely drops out, like in Call Me Back, where like the vocals are just fucking layered, soaring, and then at the end of it is just like just the one vocal. And I think that Vibe With Me is able to like kind of do a little bit of everything from this album. I'm kind of, because it was the first single, right?
I think so, yeah.
So it was like the first song they released ever.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. I have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
I'm pretty sure, because Tootsie Roll was the last one. I know that.
Yeah, Tootsie Roll was the last one, because that came out like last week.
Because that one came out, and that's when you were like, hey, check this out. And I was like, what the fuck? And
Vibe With Me was the first one.
I think they picked the right song to release as the first one, because I think it's their strongest they've released. It's just like, they've got like one of the catchiest chorus I've ever heard. It's got verses with layers of him just kind of fucking freestyling singing with like layered him singing like Oz in the background. It's got moments where it lets the fucking instrumentals go. It has really awesome harmonies in the choruses when the second time they come around. It has like that free form, like everyone kind of on top of each other at the end to give him the time to soar and then eventually do the highest note, I think, on the album, if I'm not mistaken. It does everything. It just does everything. And I think that it even knows how to like change up the the tempo and energy of the song too, because like it has moments where it like really slows down and becomes chill, and then like kind of like picks up again and pushes. Like that last drive into that last chunk where it just has like the guitar riff that's like make it through, and it's like, oh my god, and it just like completely picks it back up and drives it to the end. Like,
yeah, the last like 50 seconds is just like, all right, let's kick it in the next gear, and then off we go.
They kept a little bit in the tank to shove it in to the end. Like, it's whew. Yeah, I think I'm down with Vibe With Me being number one.
Yes.
That leaves us with the battle here. What are we thinking?
I have already made my argument, so it's up to you guys.
Bren, are you locking in Tootsie Roll, my guy?
As number two?
Is that where you're like, are you putting your flag in that camp for good? Because that's where it's been all episode. That's where it's kind of been for me too.
Where it's kind of been, so you're not even fully in that camp? Or?
I don't know, dude. Well, I mean, my camp,
you know I'm right.
My camp was obliterated within seconds of creating camps, so I've just kind of been in limbo.
That's fair.
Yeah, Pat, I feel bad because you tabled
No,
Padme.
it's alright. It's alright.
Yeah.
I think, personally, like subjectively, Call Me Back and Padme are like two of my favorites on this whole album. But like, I kind of figured they weren't going to be the top. I just didn't expect them to be that low. But that's fine.
Yeah.
We're beyond that. I don't have to get angry about it again. So
man,
I don't know, man, because it's weird because right when we brought up Tootsie Roll and Tyler was like, it should be near the bottom, you and I were like, no, dude, no. And then you, Brennan, were like, just the right way, and Tyler and I went, no. So like I reacted that way for both of these, and now there's somehow a duel for 2 and 3, and I'm kind of torn.
Wow, you know, it's very poetic. Yeah, you
finally have to
for
make a
both of
decision.
them to be here, and now you have to choose which one is better.
I've gotten up in like a fetal position because I'm getting scared and I'm being attacked. I think.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think my gut instinct, before I think about this more and give myself like a stroke, is that when it comes down to it, they both have a lot of really cool intricacies. Do I think perhaps like some of the stuff that Tootsie Roll does is a little bit better, like a little bit, like objectively better in like the change-ups and everything? I think maybe. But Just the Right Way is able to do very, like, pretty close to that intricacies and also give us a really fucking banger chorus that, like, I fucking belt out to. And when I have to, like, fucking nitpick, I think that one little thing leads me to think that Just the Right Way edges out Tootsie Roll just barely.
I legitimately never thought you would have sided with me on that.
I love them both. I love them both, dude. Like, they're both so good. It's very close. It's very close.
I will say, I'm gonna make it a clean sweep. Even though I've gone to bat for Tootsie Roll, but Just the Right Way reminds me of On from the home team.
Exactly. And that was my favorite track off that one.
And that's why I had a feeling that you were gonna like put it towards the top. And even though I had my prior criticisms, okay,
yeah, it
adds so much to what I feel is like the meat and potatoes of the track, which is that chord progression. Because the vocals are insane, and then like how that all ties into the chorus. Like the chorus in this track is like beautiful. Subjectively, I think it's probably the second best chorus on the record. I feel like Vibe With Me is the only thing that can top it, and I feel like everything else is either a step below or way below. Because like it does a lot, even though I have just one gripe with it. But then Tootsie Roll, as I've said before, if it didn't have that change up like exactly when it had it, I would be in the same camp as Tyler and say like, oh, this is fucking repetitive. The song sucks. Like I need something new. I need something to change this. But the fact that they did change it up, morph it into something else for a minute, and then take it back to finish out the track, I thought was spectacular. But just the right way in an objective sense, like all the shit it adds in, the beauty of the chorus. I mean, that and like it kind of rides the vibe that Coast to Coast changed into and make that even like more of a beautiful thing. I mean, just the right way at number 2, like I'm gonna put my vote for it. So clean sweep.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you came around. I like that.
I'm glad you both came around.
Because I definitely I initially was like at the beginning of the episode, I was like Tootsie Roll is like 1 or 2. Like I really felt that. And as we talked about it, as I sat on it more, as I listened to it more, I do feel like, you know, as a full package, as we talked about that being like a big argument of these last 4, it really did kind of like prevail. And I think deservingly, because in only certain places does it fall off from vibe with me, and that's impressive to me. So,
right.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we ranked these because we had to, because that's what we chose to do with our lives, with our internet presence. But every single one of these songs is absolute god tier. I mean, this is
it's just insane.
The most insanely good album I've heard. And I hope that this is, it's weird to say, I hope this is the last good album that comes out this year, because I am kind of getting exhausted with having like an absolute slapper of an album and then just being like, wow, nothing will top this. And then it just immediately gets topped like the next week. Like this is like the 3rd time this has happened in the course of like 2 months. And it's a lot. And I have to make my list of top 5 albums soon. And there's too much quality. It has to stop with this. This is amazing. It's a fucking masterpiece. Please go listen to it if you haven't.
Yeah, like more so than any other album we've ever reviewed. And I feel like I've said this before, but like really for this one, to me, like please check this out. Because like if you are ever interested in the things that I say about these songs, because I see sometimes in the comments people are like, wow, the way Kyle breaks down is so neat. Like this album is it, bro. Like this is it. Like because like I'm a jazz nerd for so many of the things that this album does in the genre that we always cover. And that's just so cool to me that they're able to blend like these jazzy, funky things into like this punky rock style that it just like is a fusion of things I never could have expected, especially from like Royal Coda drummer, Kurt Travis, fucking Brandon Ewing from Like the most unlikely crew came together and created a fusion of things that I love.
It's like math rock plus jazz. That's basically what Gold Necklace
kind of is. And pump it in me, daddy, because I need it. This is what I live for.
I will say real quick
check it out.
That I was hoping and praying for a full-length Eternity Forever album. And this is pretty much it.
Yeah,
and it's everything I hoped for.
Because I knew that Eternity Forever was a one-time thing, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to live the rest of my life never ever getting to hear that again. And we basically got it again in an even greater form in Gold Necklace. And holy shit, please make more albums, Gold Necklace. This is
please.
Kurt Travis, this is the greatest project you've ever had, and you've had a lot, so that's saying something. This has raised the bar significantly. This is insane. But yeah, we've been going on for a very long time now, so I'm gonna do this recap and we're gonna wrap it up. So at number 10, we have a Lullaby. Number 9 is Near But So Far Gone. Number 8, Coast to Coast. Number 7, Padme. Number 6, Call Me Back. Number 5, You and Me in Oceanside. Number 4, I Felt It Too. Number 3, Tootsie Roll. Number 2, Just the Right Way. And number 1, Vibe With Me. And it is done. That was fucking difficult, and we got through it with minimal violence. We almost had a pink elephant.
We almost did.
Toward the middle, but we
all
got
got
out of
different
it.
camp.
Yeah.
That's scary.
We're all like, no.
Wow.
We made it through. I'm proud of us, guys. I'm very proud of us. And again, for the 5,000th time, go listen to this album if you haven't for some reason. Yeah, I don't care what kind of music you like. If you're not even into this like genre, like it's good. This is just objectively good music. If you don't like this album, you don't like music. That's basically the rule. This album
It's
is
not your
inaccurate.
style. That's fine. But if you think it's bad, then you
don't have taste. That's
you're telling
I,
some
You
buds.
don't
I
have
would never
taste.
go that far on any other album we've ever reviewed, but I will go that far here. If you don't like this album, you don't like music in general. But
Harsh, but
if you like us, you could subscribe to us. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If you go down, join the Listen a Lot Lad army. Go ahead, tickle the subscribe button. Go ahead and like the video while you're down there too. If you liked this, that would really help us out a lot, especially since this was a painful one. So any support will be great. And while you're down there doing all the clicking, you can also do a little bit of the typing and let us know what your personal rankings for this album are, if you can even manage it, and if you can't, I understand, because it is an impossible task. But also just let us know your overall thoughts on this gold necklace thing, how you think it stacks up to Kurt Travis's other projects. I think it is clearly the best, but you might not feel that way. You might be the guy who thinks that Caviar is a great song, and maybe you think that his career peaked there. Let me know why.
Because a Tino Marino feature.
But yeah, I think that's gonna about do it. Kyle, you're pointing? Yes.
we haven't done this yet, and I want to do it real fast.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Jonathan Kennewick, Austin Brady, Joseph Roosh. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm just going through and looking at the people that like comment all the time. I want to give an appreciation to them real fast because
Yeah.
I always think about it and I always want to do it and I never do.
Fair.
Hang on, I'm scrolling, I'm clicking on things.
It'd be funny if this is the one that they don't listen to.
This is the one that I mean, it's the one that's like the most random. It should have been on a DVD one because that's
yeah,
what
I know.
everyone
Like
listens
the
to,
chances of anyone listening to this one are kind of slim because it's such an obscure thing. But
It's Robert's Music is one that I see all the
Robert's
time.
Music.
Jacob Boschert, I think. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. There's one person that just has the name Happiness that it comments every once in a
he
while.
comments on exclusively DGG stuff. Jen's Let's Plays, I think.
Jen's Let's Plays, that's one I was trying to remember. I was
gives
like,
us
it's something
rankings.
Let's Plays. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Hell yeah.
Austin Brady,
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Austin
I got
Brady.
you. Joseph Walsh. I appreciate you all. And I'm honestly really
Yes.
curious for all those names I just said. I'm really curious to know what you guys think of this album because do you like this? I want to hear your opinions on it because I love reading your opinions on everything else.
Yeah.
And if you're new, maybe I'll say your name next time if you comment. Whoa! So
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
totally
it's a great thing about having a tiny fan base is that we can actually like
call you all
know
out.
the names of the people who care about this. So
I see you comment and it makes me happy. So
Yeah.
let me know what you
real.
think about this album because
Please
this album
keep commenting.
blew me away, dude. Keep being Listen a Lot Lads, and hell yeah,
Cool.
a little appreciation moment.
And we'll see you next time on our Thanksgiving special. So
It's back,
keep it-
baby.
keep it tuned for that. We've been the Talks a Lot Boys. We will talk a whole lot more next time. Bye bye.
See ya.